Hey lovies, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Extreme Tarot, where we do moon readings, pick a cards, and zodiac readings. Today we're doing a zodiac reading for the sign of Aries, a look into your no contact love situation, and basically what is going on between you guys, how they're feeling for you, why they're feeling that way, and we're going to get some advice for you and messages from your person. I laid out a few cards to get started with. This is the energy between you here. This is your person side, and this is your side. So for the connecting energy, we got this card, Vinegar Acetum. I don't know if it's Latin or what that's supposed to be, but number 34, which is a 7. Sevens to me are, it's a very spiritual number, because 34 reduces down to a 7, and it's also like almost like a 5, where it's like a card of like personal growth, change, maybe even like challenging situations. Obviously vinegar is a little bit this card talks about how, so I feel like there could be like basically like something a little bit sour between you guys right now somehow. If you've gotten in a fight, maybe that's why you're in no contact, or I'm more so getting the sourness is coming from your person side. The backup energy, the bottom of the deck, was this oil of vitriol. And if you had it here, it would be facing like that way. So I feel like maybe your person, but then we also got this card for your person, the dog spirit, which it says be loyal to what you love. So I feel like maybe there was something that happened where they like almost got mad at you or something, but it was like, again, like I'm getting from this vinegar almost like memories, so like something that they just were thinking about, like nothing like that you really did, but maybe something they just thought or like were projecting onto you. This card they got too is my thoughts manifest my reality, I hold the power to change them. Leo, please honey. My thoughts manifest my reality, I hold the power to change them. So that's making me think that maybe their thoughts were manifesting like some effed up shit here. Leo, can you please stop? Honey, please. Also, we have this card, a full moon in Cancer. A personal issue reaches resolution. And then on the back of the deck, we had emotions are running high with the super moon. So this full moon in Cancer always reminds me of this full moon in Cancer that we had in 2020, the beginning of 2020. That was like, I had just quit my job and, oh, car just went by. I had just quit my job, and like, I just remember I was like, it was like a week later or something, and I was just sitting on my chair in my living room, and I felt like every sad emotion I had like stuffed down in my entire life was like coming up. I was crying about things from like 20 years ago. Like it was a rough night. Like I'll never forget that moon, you know? So whenever I see that card, especially in conjunction with this card right now, and this, my thoughts manifest, I feel like things are like coming up from the past for your person. And the vinegar card does talk about that, and it talks about distillation, which is like, I looked up the definition, and it's like when you're trying to extract like the most important part of like something from the past or something, or just of a situation. It doesn't have to be from the past or from a current situation, but you're trying to extract the most, like, was it important? I forget the word they used, but like the most meaningful part of it, you know? Like looking back on your past memories can be productive and useful if you're, you know, trying to like learn from it. Okay, like this is what happened in the past, this is where I went wrong, this is where, you know, whatever, like bad things happen. Leo, honey, stop, please. But it's like if you're just sitting there like overdoing it with this vinegar, it's going to leave a bad taste in your mouth, you know, it's going to affect you, it's going to distort things. So I feel like maybe your person, Leo, that's enough. Get down. With the Aries full moon that we just had yesterday, obviously the energies are still like running high here. So I feel like with that Aries full moon, maybe your person was really like feeling, and like maybe like they're just like upset and they don't know why, like they're just going through a rough time right now. Be loyal to what you love. Again, maybe they somehow were questioning your loyalty, or thinking back on the times when they feel like they weren't loyal to you, and like that stuff is what's coming up right now. Also, there could be something with, I don't know, maybe their mother, because full moon in Cancer, a lot of times it talks about your roots, your mother, your family, your home life. Like maybe they're having issues wherever they live with whoever they live with. But what was I just going to say? Oh, like when I first saw this vinegar card, the first thing that popped in my head was that Eminem song when he's like leaving with a taste as sour as vinegar in their mouth, like, or in their mouth, however he says it. See, they can trigger me, but they'll never figure me out. But that's from cleaning out my closet, which is obviously about his mother. So like, that's weird that vinegar, and I don't know, like, and then we had like some mother energy coming out. So maybe that could be the case, or just something, they're cleaning out their closet. I shuffled a song for you. The actual song that you got was Inside Out by Eve 6. Stop, honey. Come. Where it's like, I would swallow my pride, I would choke on the rinds, but the lack thereof would leave me empty inside. Swallow my doubt, turn it inside out. Come on, Leo. Find nothing but faith in nothing. Want to put my tender heart in a blender, watch it spin around to a beautiful oblivion. But okay, if you like listen to the lyrics of that song, it's like, the tick-tock of the clock is painful, all sane and logical. I want to tear it off the wall. Like, I'm getting like frustration, like I'm getting like letting your thoughts like sort of torture you. And like Inside Out, it's like, yeah, like stuff is like coming up, like stuff is coming out. So I feel like your person's just like kind of going through right now. And like, I feel like you over here with the hawk spirit, let spirit be your guide, hold your vision, the fixed moon, and I am becoming who I'm meant to be. I feel like you're feeling like this vinegar too, but I almost feel like you're using it in, I don't want to say the correct way, but in a more productive way, or maybe you're just a little more seasoned than your person at dealing with emotion. Like maybe emotion is something that they're not really used to dealing with or comfortable dealing with. They don't really have like a good strategy, like, because I feel like you're feeling this vinegar, but at the same time you're not focusing on it, like you're turning away from it, and even like from your person. So maybe somehow you're sensing that they need space. You're just like really trying to focus on yourself, hold your vision for your own life here. There are these mountains on these cards, on this card, but the way this hawk is like looking right in the eye of the moon, it's almost like a recognition that maybe like, because you know when like you smell like vinegar and it's like, or someone just mentions it to you and you feel that like prickle in your throat kind of. So it's not like you're not aware of the vinegar being present, but I feel like you're able to sit with the vinegar. Like again, if there's like bad memories coming up, maybe like you guys are kind of thinking about the same thing. Like you're thinking about in the past your person wasn't really loyal to you. Maybe not in the way that you were with them, because with the fixed moon, that's making me think that hold your vision. This is how you're feeling about your person, where it's like you don't want to focus on the bad. You want to like look more forward to the future here. Hold your vision. I'm becoming who I am meant to be. And it's like you're maybe hoping that your person, stop. You're maybe hoping that your person is becoming who they're meant to be. And it seems like a personal issue reaches resolution. They are dealing with some personal issues, obviously, whatever that may be for them, something emotional, something regarding loyalty, where, I don't know, I feel like they let you, come sit with me and stop it now. Something where maybe they feel like they let you down. And I feel like for you, you're more so just like looking at this from a higher perspective. You're able to like be one with your emotions when they come up, like ride the waves. You know, it's all part of the process. You know that these, it's almost like I used to steam distill like and make rose water. And it's like you take the roses, you put them and you like boil them in water, like around like a brick, and you put like a bowl Hi, honey. Hi. A bowl on top of a brick, and it's like you put the lid on, you put ice on top, so like when like the water, like with the rose, like the rose water or whatever, like evaporates, it like hits the ice, like the lid with the ice on top, and like condenses and then drips down into the bowl. So it's like that's what I feel like you're doing. You're like taking the best part of this experience, like you're letting it swirl around in you, and then you're left with like the rose water. Like you're using these thoughts that are coming up in the best way, where you're like, okay, like, yes, like, I felt this pain, but I also learned how to like get through this pain. Like, you're taking the best of the experience with you, which is like kind of like what the whole distillation process is about. Whereas I feel like your person, Leo, you need to please stop. Your person is almost like I'm getting like the boiling of the roses, like where they're just like letting it's like it's in there, and it's just they're letting it torture them, like even in the inside out. It's like I think sick, like ginger ale, like my stomach turns. Like maybe your person is even feeling like physical symptoms from this. Like they might have a lot of like I don't know, I'm just getting like acid in the stomach. Like maybe they're even having like digestive issues, like or something like that, like where they're just, oh god, my neighbors, there's like kids running around outside, that's why they're barking. I know. But yeah, I don't know, like they're having like digestive issues or something. Like they're just not having a good time, or they're just coming out of a bad time. So let's see what else. I made this reading 18 plus because I wanted to use the tarot sexual magic. I just feel like the cards just show like a relationship dynamic between people, like I don't know, just better than most of my other decks. So let's see. But I do feel like if they haven't been loyal to you in the past, they are definitely like regretting it. And it's something that when they think of, that like makes them almost feel sick, like if I'm being honest, which is sad because, well, I mean, I guess that's just part of the process. But again, it's like they have to realize that they have to like take this back. They have roots that maybe of who they were, where they maybe didn't have the capacity to like be loyal to you, or maybe to commit to you or something like that. And maybe, I don't know, they're like feeling really guilty about that. But again, like if that's how they feel now, because be loyal to what you love, which is you, this is how they're feeling about you, like make your peace with the past, let it resolve, but then again choose your thoughts to like move yourself forward out of this. So we'll see where they're at. Like I'm curious to see if they're more like in the throes of this, or if they're moving past it and like in the more loyal to what you love energy. So let's see. What is Aries person? Let me actually do a little cut. Strength. Okay, let's see what Aries person is feeling about Aries right now. We have the Knave of Wands or the Page of Wands. What is Aries person feeling? We have the Knight of Pentacles. What is, oh, we have the Hanged Man. Oh, I should be like showing you these. Oh my god. The King of Wands. And one more. Oh, that's too many. What is Aries person feeling for Aries? Oh. Oh, okay. One more. What is Aries person feeling for Aries right now? Okay, the Empress is the last card. And the Magician on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so I feel like your person, we are going from a page to a knight to a king here. And like you're the Empress here. Like that's very telling. Like they see you, I would say, as like a very worthy, valuable person. Like they definitely see your value with the Empress being here. And like again, I think that with the Page of Wands being like, I feel like this is almost like the progression of their energy, where it's like the Page of Wands it's almost like an immature, like fiery energy where, again, like maybe they were just, like I was saying, not being loyal to you. Not that they had to be loyal to you, but maybe it's almost like they wish that they would have been or something like that. Or they're like thinking about things from your perspective. Yeah, the Hanged Man. Oh my God, I just realized that. It's almost like that's at the center of this reading with the vinegar thing. Maybe like almost they had a taste of their own medicine or something like that. Oh my God, vinegar and like all this like oil of vitriol. Like, yeah, like there's something with like they're getting a taste of their own medicine. And it's funny because the vinegar card, it says like to ponder, like think about the wisdom of the tongue. And I was like reading that and I'm like, what the hell does that mean? I like the tongue, like that you taste things. But it's like, yeah, when you like get a taste of your own medicine, like that metaphor or whatever it's called. But it's like, oh, like, yeah, like they're just like seeing things from your perspective, that the hangman came out right underneath that. It's like maybe they're like imagining my thoughts manifest my reality. I hold the power to change them, which mean or choose them, which means that maybe they were like thinking, what if like this person like did this to me? Like, how would I feel? Like, especially if they weren't committing, or if you knew they were like, you know, maybe talking to other girls, or they like told you that or something, and like maybe now they're thinking about it, like, oh my God, like thinking that they feel this for you now, and maybe they didn't back then, or they weren't aware of it as much, and they're like, oh my God, like now I feel like this. What if this person was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go like do my own thing, like, and just bang a bunch of guys or girls, like, and sorry, like, and maybe they're thinking about it like that, like what would I do? Like I would feel like horrible. And like maybe they're thinking that like you did feel this way, and they're seeing it from your perspective, and it's like, again, like just I think making them want to just comfort you. But like comfort you from what? In the past? Like, I mean, I feel like you're in a good place. I feel like you're kind of like able to look at this at the past, and you've like made your peace with it. But like it's almost like they want to like go back in the past and like give you a hug or something and just be like, I'm sorry, like, or something. Like, I'm kind of getting that with this Knight of Pentacles. Like, we're going from the Page of Wands to the Knight of Pentacles. That's like two very distinct energies, two very different energies. It's like they want to become somebody that you can depend on and rely on and trust. Like, and I feel like they think probably that you don't trust them. But the situation that I'm kind of getting, where like maybe they just like weren't ready for commitment, or they weren't ready to really like be tied down to one person. They were, like I was saying, a little bit more of an immature Wands energy. But we're definitely going from the Page to the King of Wands. So it's like, oh God, I just hear things outside. All right, we're going from the Page to the King of Wands. So it's like, again, that Wands energy is what's like maturing. So I feel like that's like almost like in a sexual way, like the way that they were carrying themselves, and maybe just kind of out to have fun and do things like that, is the thing that is causing them a lot of like regret. And a personal issue reaches resolution. Maybe, again, like thinking about things like that is what's kind of coming up for them. They're kind of like looking back on everything that's gone on in your connection, and it's leaving them with a taste as sour as vinegar in their mouth. Like, you know. And I feel like, yeah, like they just want to like mature into this like more, I mean, I think they're a very passionate person, and they probably are somebody that really enjoys sex and things like that. But it's like that energy could be kind of channeled into like, you know, making sex fun with one person. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Like, I feel like this is the things that they're thinking about. And I think this is a very tender King of Wands. Like, look at the way he's hugging. It's like he wants to comfort and just be like, no, like, you are important to me. Like, I feel like the main thing is that they want you to know how important you are to them, and that they are seeing things from your perspective, and maybe for the first time, or they're really like I was saying, I feel like they had a taste of their own medicine. Maybe they like heard you were hanging out with somebody, or they like saw you with somebody, or like something like that happened where it like jarred them, and they were like, whoa, like, can you imagine if can I imagine if that really was, but then they found out like, oh, it was just your friend or something like that. I don't know, like something like that. And, or like, oh, that's like your brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they, like if you saw someone, like say you saw your person out with like a pretty girl and then you were like, oh, hey, and they're like, oh, this is my sister. Like, you know, it's just something where it was like almost like spirit gave them, because we have trust in the magic with the white raven spirit. So it's like, I almost feel like spirit maybe like put something, gave them like an opportunity to see things from your perspective. That's kind of like the vibe that I'm getting. So let's see what else, how they're feeling about you. Or no, first we're going to get the underlying reasons. Like, what are they learning right now? What things are they learning right now? This is just an advice deck that I have, but I want to see like the underlying reasons for these feelings. Ooh. Why does life feel like a contest of who has the least feelings? When did we decide we'd rather be robots? Sometimes success is scarier than failure because it brings actual change to our lives. I think these have to be like out like this. What other things? Ooh. Focus less on how others feel about you and focus on how you feel about yourself. That's kind of like the same vibe of like be loyal to what you love, like, you know, instead of like what other people maybe are expecting of you, or I don't know. Charm and the promise of delight will draw people like moths to a flame. And oh, that's too many. Okay. What lessons is Aries person learning right now? What's the underlying reason for these feelings coming through? But I just saw replace why is this happening with what is this trying to tell me. I almost want to take that because I feel like that's like the main kind of message of this vinegar card. Like, and then the worst thing in life is not failure, it's regret. So it's like, if you're both still alive and kicking, your person needs to realize like this doesn't have to be, it can become a regret if they never like, you know, try to fix it in whatever way that is, whether that means like you guys being together or just making their peace with the situation and moving on. But it's like, I think they're realizing that maybe there are some issues from their childhood that made them almost shut down their emotions from like a young age and just almost like run from anything that would make them feel something. And that maybe like when they, because it's like be loyal to what you love, like it's, that's just like, it's a dog, it's a simple sort of an energy, like it's like unconditional love. And it's like maybe to have that in their life is just like opening a door that they didn't want to open, you know, at the time. They just wanted to like kind of keep things casual. I feel like this is more about your relationship as a whole than it is about what they're feeling right now, but I think that's because they're thinking about your relationship as a whole. So if that's, I just wanted to say, like, in case you're like, all right, what are you, why is this about like the past? But yeah, I feel like a lot of this stuff is coming up. Charm and the promise of delight will draw people like moths to a flame. I feel like this is something your person needs to realize, that like if they're going to stay stuck in this vinegary energy, like it's just going to keep manifesting more walls and more blocks and more vinegary taste in their mouth. Like, okay, like you've seen it from their perspective, and then now you can like they can understand maybe like how you were feeling, and maybe like they resented you at the time, and now they're seeing like, oh, like, okay, I get how they were feeling. Okay, good. It's just like, you know, creating more understanding between you. And it is a resolution in and of itself, because you can like kind of take what you've learned and leave the rest. Like that roses, like when you're done, you have like the nice smelling rose water, you take those, it's like, obviously you've probably never made rose water, it's not like a super common thing, but like it's, you're left with like a bunch of mushy roses that like the water turns brown and it smells bad, and then you just chuck that, like, you know, keep the rose water and spray it on your face and have beautiful skin. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, chuck that rose water and just take what you've learned from the experience, and like, and it's lighter, it's like, you know, you have some nice clear water, you have clarity. Like, it's like, this is just, I feel like what they're doing is just like simmering in the gunk, and they need to sort of like rise up from it. And I feel like that's what you are able to do at this point. But again, you probably went through this process, you know, earlier in this connection where you were able to sort of do that. So let's see how else are they feeling about you? What other issues are they having? What other challenges are happening in this connection, or what's going on in this connection? from their end. Forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Yes. Pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. That whole like I see myself in everyone, I feel like they're like seeing, maybe like seeing themselves in you, but like that whole thing about them taking a walk in your shoes. Ooh. And guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. Yeah, like they need to forgive themselves. They're feeling guilt from the past. A lot of things are coming up, and again, they're just like sitting in these emotions. But I feel like this is just like basically confirming, or what's the word? Clarifying? Not clarifying. No. Oh my God, I can't think of the word. All right, just okay, I'm having like a mental block. Confirming, confirmation, providing further confirmation that like this is what they're feeling, like issues of forgiveness and their pride. I don't know, maybe I'm getting a sense that they feel like they've like hurt your pride. And I'm not really getting a sense that their pride isn't letting them apologize. I don't really feel like it's a pride issue. I feel like it's more of like, maybe they feel like they made you look stupid. Like I see myself in everyone. Maybe they like felt stupid or something. Like I was saying that whole example, and now they're thinking about how stupid you must have felt. And it's like they want you to know how important you are to them. You're like the Empress. I don't see you that way. Like they're feeling guilty. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. Like they need to recognize like the opportunity for growth here. I want to get advice for you guys, Aries. Let's see. What does Spirit want to say to you right now? What do they want you to know about this connection and your person, for yourself right now? What is the advice for Aries? The rose thread, inner call, soul-led, the mystic, living courageously. And one more. The child within, inner mother, innocence, gentleness, tenderness. Okay. I think your person or Spirit wants you to know like that, you know, your person is dealing with these childhood issues, the child within, inner mother, innocence, gentleness, and tenderness. I feel like, and they want you to know that like maybe again these like they didn't have the capacity before, like they were like, even the Page of Wands is like, it's a very immature, like childish sort of an energy. Like maybe they were just kind of reacting to the way their life was, because it's like, think about it, you meet somebody, but it's like they have this whole life that was lived before you, like things that were, think about how they say how much stuff is like, how much of our traits and like we are like basically our personality. I was reading something the other day that said by the time we're like 6 or 7 or maybe even 4, it was like some really young age, because I remember being like, whoa, that's crazy. Like our personality really doesn't change, and it's like whatever we learn from such a young age is like ingrained in us so deeply. And it's like you just kind of like, and then keep going in life like with that personality. So it's like maybe like their emotional growth was like stunted from such a young age, and I think they're saying to like try to understand your person, which I think you are, and you're also inner call, soul-led, the mystic, living courageously. You're also moving forward with your own life, like you're staying connected to Spirit with the rose thread. It's like you have that connection, and even towards your person, but it's like you recognize that the way that this connection has really like helped you become who you're meant to be. I am becoming who I am meant to be. And it's like you trust something. I feel like inner call, soul-led, like the reason I feel like you are connected to this person is because you do feel like such a strong soul connection to them, and you feel like Spirit is guiding you, and you're noticing how it has really helped you change and become who you're meant to be. So I don't think you have a problem. I'm sure that sometimes you get annoyed, like this vinegar energy comes up, but like again, you're able to ride the waves, and I think Spirit is just basically saying like, you know, but maybe you're also feeling a little annoyed with your person. So I think Spirit is saying try to have compassion, because think about how long it took you to get where you are, you know, like think about the ways you used to react to certain things, and it's like it probably wasn't like an overnight thing where you kind of came to the sense of like stability and able to see things from a different perspective. Like your person is getting there, but we have Knight of Pentacles energy here as well. So it's not going to happen overnight. All right, guys. So let's get the messages. What would your person want to say to you right now? When I come back, I'm coming back, right? It's when, not if. So I think that that is like a plan of theirs. You have such a unique perspective. And I think that could also be saying that like their perspective is changing and now they're seeing things from your perspective, and things like that. Oh, this is not supposed to be in here. Happiness is a valid goal. That's supposed to be in my advice deck. So it probably means there's like more advice cards in here. Your authenticity is so refreshing. I feel you pushing me away. You don't tolerate any disrespect and it's fucking hot. I know we could have such a great life together. Love scares me. Yeah, definitely their emotional growth was stunted, but I feel you pushing me away and you don't tolerate any disrespect. So maybe like they did pull back, like I was saying, and I don't know, they're noticing again, they're seeing you as the Empress. Like you're not like going to chase after them. Like you're just kind of like doing your own thing over here, holding your vision for your own life. And it is like attracting them to you. You're so witty. You hit people with some zingers. Just like they appreciate, I don't know, your wit over there. Your strength and kindness inspire me every day. Oh. I remember all the little things about you. I know I need to grow up. Yeah, that's definitely what they're like, what's happening here. They are growing in a lot of ways. You're the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. You're so ambitious. I'm wide fucking awake. Yeah, I think like something happened like with the Hanged Man and this vinegar that just like really made them see things differently. I never met anyone who had the same heart as me. It blows my mind how caring and kind you are. Maybe they're like a really loyal person, or they have been in the past and they got, you know, played out. And like they kind of just had this one size fits all mentality for like, you know, potential romantic partners, that they're all the same. And I feel like you're changing the game, because like I feel like you're loyal, maybe even more loyal. Maybe they were always telling themselves like other people aren't loyal, and then they realized they weren't loyal to you, even though they maybe wanted to be, but they didn't have the capacity to understand that that's what they wanted, so they ran away from it. Like this is a complicated mess. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like hang in there if you can, hold that vision. But you know, like your person's definitely seeing things from your perspective, and I think thinking about a lot of things that went on in the past. I feel like this is a very important moment for them, a very emotional moment for them. So my dog's gonna start going crazy, man. Okay, Mima's home. Say hi, Mimi. But yeah, so all right, guys, I am going to sign off. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this resonated. If this wasn't your pile and you don't feel, or pile, if this wasn't your reading, I have a bunch of different Aries readings on my playlist, Aries playlist that I have, so please feel free to check any of those. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day or night wherever you are, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Okay, bye.